viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing a 2v2 Starcraft 2 match, and this is between, hang on, let me switch on team colors. There you go. This is between Selector and Psycho on the one side, so they're definitely teammates, versus Loic for fun and Essex. Cool. So I'm going to leave the production tab up for a little bit, but obviously I cannot keep that up because that is going to grow to about half the screen. And yeah, that's not really what we want. We want to see it for the early game so that I don't have to hover over every base every time they build something. And while we're going to get a wall off over here and one over here, well, that is an ambitious project, to be honest. Yeah, this is quite a bit of well, space to cover. But I guess if both of them do that and none of them, well, actually go forward with any troops. Oh, I guess this guy says, well, screw you with your wall off. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, this is probably a bit of a lower level game. Don't actually know the level. Maybe they're all master. I really, the Grandmaster, I guess, is the, the highest tier. But yeah, I really don't know, so there's that. But yeah, I'm guessing that 2v2s are normally played on the lower levels because it's really, really rare to see high-level 2v2s. And yeah, that's why they're so cool to watch, because they never happen. Basically, 2v2s are a little bit unbalanced because, well, there are so many cheese strategies that you can come up with. And is there a gap between these? I think there is. Because here, as you can see, if you place two buildings next to each other, they normally overlap, just like here. And here, there is no overlap. So I think you can actually get your units through that little gap. Obviously, we still have a supply depot up. So maybe he's going to build something behind it to... Yep, there you go. There was a little bit of a gap. The supply depot will wall that off, and that will be fine. So no Zergs in this game. It is, yeah, Protoss Terran versus Protoss Terran. And yeah, Zergs used to be like the dominating force in 2v2s because, well, they had that early pressure that the other two races basically lack. And you could just get a whole bunch of Zerglings and get them into the base before anyone could do anything. Well, back then only Terran could really wall off. Protoss and Zerg really couldn't. So yeah, you had the early well, ling-on-ling battles, and then that went into Mutalisks with whatever race you went for. And well, mostly Protoss, I guess, although Terran was pretty good as well. But Protoss, the Dragoons were just so strong. Nowadays, the Stalkers, yeah, they're a lot less HP heavy, so they die easier, but they're still really, really strong in defeating your opponents. And we are going to get some Reapers out. So yes, for now, the production tab is still not too large, so I will keep that up, and you can see what they are producing. So just in case that you want to see every single play, I'm just going to go with the highlights mostly. Well, I always just go with the highlights. And while he's going to scout all the way in the back just to see whether there are bases up, because obviously they have two bases up. And yeah, forgets the probe. He completely forgot to shut down that probe. Yeah, so it is currently, well, the one base is up here. So they do have only one base in the back, even though there are two available bases. Or maybe even more. I don't know how the structure works over here, but it seems that, well, there are at least two bases. Oh, he doesn't pick off that that SCV. This SCV at very low health. This SCV could have been picked off as well, but both of them do get out, I believe. Yeah, they do get out. The combat medicine drugs. Combat drugs is going to heal that up. No problem. And another Nexus goes down. So we do have 4 bases now for this team versus only 2 on this team. And that is going to be just, yeah, a big difference in the later stage of the game. Obviously, for now, it doesn't matter because now both of them do have similar armies, similar economies, but as soon as this starts rolling, so as soon as this base basically gets underway, this base is already underway. So yeah, we're going to get more mining going, as well as, well, because of that, more army production. And more army production means that eventually oh, this guy needs to run. Oh, he's not going to, and this guy now runs, but yeah, well. He is no longer in any danger. He probably could have taken out this guy. And they both, well, combined, they could have taken out that guy without dying. But anyhow, the thing is, currently, this blue team, if they realized what was going on, they would have an advantage, or, well, they do have an advantage, because they are actually producing, well, army. They have several units just standing around in their base, though, and, well, you can see that that is going to cost them in the long run, because, well, they don't have those bases in the back. They don't have this base up, they don't have the gold base up, which is kind of strange, by the way, to take that with the Protoss. Normally the Terran takes this because he can float it off to here, and then it becomes very hard to kill, but a Nexus obviously is very easy to kill because it can't move. Also, well, orbital commands just... yeah, they're just good at gathering up mules anyway, so yeah, why not put it in a more or in a more dangerous position, and then just hope that it doesn't get attacked. And if it does get attacked, it will still stack up those mules, so you will still get a boost to your income, as long as you can keep it alive, obviously. But yeah, that's always the case. So we are finally moving out. I'm not sure, I think this is still in time. So we are going to take out the production tab, and yeah, just goes in, snipes a few of the probes here. It is going to be the entire base if they did that correctly, because they needed to come in obviously from this side, so that the probes needed to run through them. But it seems that all of these probes are just going to get out, like 3 probes killed or so. And oh, that was not the one that I wanted. Apparently it does not work in 2v2 to get the probes lost, because, well, there are 4 players who don't understand. And look at that, just insane damage coming out from our air units here. Void Rays are very good against armored units, not so much against, well, these units. But yeah, we have tanks, man. So, as I said, the blue team had the advantage for a little bit, but because they didn't take it, they didn't do anything with their advantage. They basically are too far behind now. There is really no way they should be able to come back. Maybe a drop on this base, for example, with some High Templar or some other AoE damage might work, because this base is actually a little bit undersaturated, and if you nuke down all of the SCVs, well, this player is going to have to go into SCV production for quite a while, and that means that, well, it takes a while to get back up. If you have a completely, well, a complete base up, so with actual workers, then it's not too much of a problem to lose a few. But the less you have, the more of a problem it is. And here comes the Oracle. The Oracle is going to do some damage to the workers here. 1 goes down, 2, 3, no, 3. Just sticking with the 3. He's going to go to the back base though. There is a little bit of a contingent coming in to snipe this. And oh, he completely missed that. He well, under-microed it. He overshot his target. And very nice micro there from our Terran player. And wow, yeah, you're kind of dead there. A little bit. Anyhow, the Marines here, they took out what was probably destructible rocks. I'm assuming they are still there in all of these maps, because they used to be here in every map. So when you had rich mineral fields, there were destructible rocks to prevent people from taking them with their first base or even their first expansion. And yeah, kind of getting an easy advantage as Zerg. Because Zerg are obviously the, well, most expanding race in the galaxy here. Yeah, we are going to go in with Void Rays only, And they're going to go up against no air force at all and one stalker. Yeah, this is going to be very painful for our red team. Sorry, blue team. The red team just completely annihilating this base in a few seconds. Yeah, this just focus them. Yep. Bye bye. Hope you enjoyed those phoenixes. But it is not going to last very much longer, and most of them are charged up now. Oh my god, so much damage! No! Oh, shit. Could have just taken out the base, but he is going to lose one of the void rays, maybe a second now. No. Now he's going to lose all of them though, because obviously against Marines without the charge it is going to take a while. Oh no, flying in more of them just to lose them. But yeah, there are still plenty of void rays to clean this up, and I guess, well, it worked out in the end, even though he sacrificed quite a few of them unnecessarily. It is still going to work out. So that extra base, you can see how important it is to get that. Also, well, this Terran player, you can see why 10 workers is not good enough. I don't know what kind of thing he has. Yeah, he has 27 workers. He should have the 60 that this guy has, maybe even more. But yeah, the Protoss player really doing a much better job at well, everything than the Zerg player or the Terran player on the red team. And yeah, we are finally going to pick off these. Oh no, he's not going to pick them off. Just yeah, picks off one of them, but then the other two might actually just get out for free. No, they're not. One of them gets picked off. The last one might get away. But yeah, also this Viking might actually be able to do it. He has longer range, so range 6 versus range 9. There you can see it, but he missed the scout. Wow, really? You didn't see that? Anyhow, finally we have some Vikings out. So Vikings obviously a lot stronger than Phoenixes. But finally we do have an army coming in from the Terran player. By the way, it is not necessary to take a second base as a Terran or any race. If you only have 11 workers on your base, because you need like 24, well, no, 18 workers on your base in order to saturate everything. Well, you need more even. I think you need 16 to 18 workers, normally 18 to get the mineral patches, and then you need 6 more to get your 2 gas geysers. So all in all, yeah, you need way more workers here, otherwise you're just going to get owned in the long run. And even if you take a second base, yeah, that's good for gas production, but it's not going to do you any good for the other production. Come on, pick off these air units and let your air units from your ally just get in there. No, he's not going to do that for some reason. Marauder just sitting there, just taking out whatever. And wow, look at this. Just has this little bit of a contingent over here, but it's taking out everything except for the Nexus. Of course, you don't want to take out the Nexus with a small troop. You want to take out the units. So yeah, he didn't take out the probes though, but he did take out everything else that was here. And that was actually good, although it would have been better to just take out, well, the probes, because obviously the probes are your lifeblood. And here you can see it, the SCVs are completely gone, and that is exactly what you want to have. You want to have the ability to just stop the enemy's, well, income. And wow, we actually have carriers coming in already. So yeah, carriers producing by the 3, also producing some void rays still. And yeah, that means that you can't even reach at this point, because carriers have insane range. They have range 8 for the oh, come on, what are you called? Interceptors. And yeah, there you actually get those interceptors that fly further away even. And yeah, all in all, they just have massive range. They have massive damage, especially if you have upgrades on them, and the GG already came out, as you might have noticed. But we're still fighting because there's still one guy in here. The Protoss player is still trying to fight, but getting all of his pylons taken out, no production. Yeah, only has these 3 Stargates, and I guess, yeah, no, don't take this out. Oh, take out the pylons, man. I guess it's just, it's good enough. It doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, definitely could do with some improvement on what to target. Yeah, he's targeting this assimilator, for example, where these guys should either help with taking down the Nexus, or, well, probably better, just take out the probes and just be done with it. Because obviously, without income, people cannot do anything. And, well, the communication between the two is also not very good. Even though I'm assuming they're 2 friends, because, well, Silector and Psycho is probably not a coincidence. But yeah, finally we do get the surrender. Both of them do quit the game, and well, red team wins. It was kind of obvious why, because, well, they have this base really, or they had this base early on, and even though this guy doesn't know how to produce SCVs, it's just hit S, man. It's not that hard. Yeah, they did have another base here. They had a base here, which completely mined out, by the way. They had a base here and they had a base here. So insane amount of bases. Whereas these guys just had, well, 2 bases up, and then eventually they did take out, they didn't even take this one, but eventually they did take this one. But it is not going to be good enough. So yeah, all in all, a very nice game, I think. And definitely better than I expected. Because, well, normally 2v2s are kind of... this one was actually acceptable. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG!